would start off with Sean Galligan on the pole with Kenny Mai right next to him. And as the green flag would come out, Sean Galligan got a decent start coming to the flag, but Kenny Mai got an even better start in the 0 car. 8 drivers are fighting for a spot in tomorrow's Talladega 500 as Kenny Mai leads into turn number 1. He got a fantastic start with the help of his teammate Ian Duda, but Sean Galligan with the help of Jay Baskinger in the 84 car pushing him down the straightaway. This is our first race with returning to these cars, and it's been a couple of seasons since we've been in them. And there's been a lot of changes in the teams, and there's been a lot of new teams added. And Mai would lead on lap number 1. After completing lap 1, we would end up being 4 wide on several different rows and straightaways here. And Kenny Mai still leading after the first lap here. And this track has been able to provide 4 wide racing with somewhat clean driving as long as the drivers are acting appropriately and don't do anything stupid. But so far that has not been the case here. As we got a lot of drivers and a huge sandwich here as Mai still leads. He's got a huge stampede right behind him. And he is blocking the entire field though. His 4 wide still imminent. It's only a matter of time though before they crash though, because that's just what happens. On board with Trevor Brosis, and he's pushing the 41 here, but he goes for the lead himself here, and he's going right by William Duncan in the 41. And 3 wide move for the lead, and it looks like it'll work. And he will take the lead. Now we go on board with Allie Nelson, the 7, trying to make her way into the 500 in her rookie season, the number 7. Mopar Dodge. As you can see, her teammate Vincent Allen's moving his way through the field, but Nelson's been falling back. And Kenny Mai right in front of her. Still got a little bit of a ways to go in this dual race, so she's got plenty of time to make her way towards the front. Michael Cavanero in the 4 and Sam Young in the 02. Both these two are fighting for spots in the 500. It's the top 4 out of the part-time, and drivers have to qualify in here. And Sam Young takes the lead in the number 02. He's going to be running the oval race. He's going to be running the oval races this season. So with his oval racing experience, he should be able to go into this 500 with ease. So if he can hang on to this lead, and if he can win this dual race, it'd be quite an impressive, somewhat upset. Problems would arise for William Duncan, who crashed in dual practice. He would have to come in and pit due to a cylinder issue. And the number 41 Dodge, and his weekend keeps getting worse and worse. And Team Thunder's got 3 out of their 4 drivers that they're attempting to enter this race, and they have to race their way in, so not a good start for the Dodge team. Problems would arise for the 84 of Jay Baskinger. He would blow up on the straightaway coming to the halfway point. And Jay Baskinger has been known as Bad Luck Baskinger, and his bad luck will continue. And that is the 2nd engine failure so far today, outside of including William Duncan. But Baskinger, luckily he does not have to race his way in, so he should be fine no matter what. Cole Daly in the 6. He's got one of the better Talladega 500 records. He just does not have a win yet. He's been shown to be very competent in the 500 in recent seasons, and he's been talking about all week of how saying that this is going to be his weekend to win. So Cole Daly with a lot of confidence this weekend as he's in a 4-wide sandwich with John Skavnicki and Charles Jackson. But Cole Daly moving to the 6 Ford this season. Tross picked him right up. And Daly had a really good breakout season last season. We got William Duncan, who came back into the race after fixing some problems, and he almost just caused a wreck right there. That was close. Trevor Brosis, the Season 8 champion, would end up breaking a cylinder. And the number 9 car, who was up in the front earlier, will have some problems in the BMW. So not a good start for his weekend either. Here's a good view of the pack. It is very crazy. We have not had this kind of racing at Talladega in quite some time, ever since the races were moved to prime time. We got problems, and being and banging, and there they go. There goes the first caution. Richard Johnson hit. He's on his roof in the 20 Toyota on his roof. And Richard Johnson, who was trying to race his way into this, and he's sliding all over down the track. And that is going to knock him out of Talladega 500 contention. Ian Duda, who does not have to race his way in, was also involved in the crash. He got hit by Richard Johnson there, and yep, right there, that's where William Duncan got into the 20 and knocked him right over. And Kenny Mine all over in the grass trying to avoid the wreck. And fortunately for Ian Duda, looks like he will not have a shot at this win. Green flag would come back out with 6 laps to go. Charles Jackson, the leader in the Toyota. And we got Sean Galligan right behind him, who started on the pole. Sam Young, look at that. He got a huge jump from 3rd. He goes all the way for 2nd with help from Vincent Allen, the 91. So these last 6 laps are going to be quite crazy for some drivers here. Preston Ploward and Allie Nelson in the 7. Those two had to race their way in, and they've fallen off the pace on that restart here. So it looks like unless something bizarre happens, these two are not going to end up in the Talladega 500. And Allie Nelson's Rookie of the Year attempt is going to have a very bad start. With 2 laps to go, PJ Williams in the number 5 car for SG Motorsports would take the lead, with Kenny Maya in the 0 car following behind. Maya trying to race his way into the 500, trying to bring a dual race win with him as well. Kenny Maya, one of the ARCSOA legends for the most part. He has got the most wins in the ARCSOA Elite Series, and that 0 car has never been in the DuPont Cup Series for quite some time, and this is Maya's first attempt at a DuPont Cup Series race as well in his long career. And come to the white flag here. Williams with Maya right on his bumper. PJ Williams won the Talladega 500 here last season. A white flag in the air. We will finish this race under green, it looks like. Here comes Sam Young in the 02 with some help from Charles Jackson in the 17. Sam Young trying to race his way in as well. Right now, those two are fine where they are at. If they stay where they're at, they're in this 500 for sure. It all comes down to the others. I can see PJ Williams and Michael Cavanero there as well. Excuse me. Those are the top 4 for the 500 race in. Is coming off turn number 4. Will Kenny Mine make a move on PJ Williams coming to the checkered flag here? Williams blocks in the tri-oval, and PJ Williams will win duel number 1 here at Talladega. Maya will finish 2nd, and it looks like Maya, Sam Young, Joshua Michaels, and Michael Cavanero will transfer into the 500. Duel number 2 would start off with a Michael Block Racing front row with Zach Rogers in the 3 and Joseph Curtis, who is trying to race his way into his 500. Green flag in the air, and Zach Rogers leads us off in his first start with MBR. And it was quite a big announcement when Zach Rogers moved from Hartlepool Motorsports all the way to MBR, considering Zach Rogers had been with Hartlepool for about 5 seasons. And Hartlepool Motorsports fans were quite upset about that. And Rogers trying to lead the first lap with this new car. Here comes Nick Smith in the 96 McDonald's car, finding his way down there at the bottom with Rookie of the Year, last season's Rookie of the Year, Nico Hall, come to support him. That is also Zach Rogers, his other teammate as well. Alex Allen would take the lead. If you are new to the ARCSOA DuPont Cup Series, number 1 car is a Volkswagen. Yes, we have Volkswagen in this series. We have 3 Volkswagen cars here. The number 1, the 71, and the 8 car. If you may have noticed, that 8 car in the first duel also had the similar front bumper. But Alex Allen's got a really strong lead going on right now. Alex Allen has finished 2nd in the Talladega 500 twice. So this weekend is looking to shape up for hopefully a good weekend for him, as he's looking to finally take his first ever DuPont Cup Series Talladega 500 and his first win in quite some time. Chris Louviere, who has to race his way in, has fallen off the pace. That is another Team Thunder car. And Louviere, very, very slow. William Duncan lost a cylinder, but somehow they put it back in. Don't ask me how, but looks like Louvier may have lost a cylinder too. And we mentioned in the last duel that Team Thunder had about 4 cars trying to enter in with only 1 already locked in, so this will hurt Louvier's chances very much unless we get a caution. Here's a spectator view with Jacob Hard. There's the 99 with Nico Hall. There's Matt, rookie competitor. Allie Nelson's only rookie opponent. Matt Duncan, the 42 Texaco car right there. And I mean, if this is only 25 drivers, I can't imagine what 42 drivers in the Talladega 500 tomorrow is going to be like with this mess of cars. But things are looking good so far, it looks like here. And surprised we haven't had a wreck yet. And a lot of part-time cars like John Sedito in the 26 right there. Brandon McWhorter in the 38 also trying to race their way in as well. And look at the run the middle lane's getting on the bomb lane, excuse me. But the bomb lane's getting a huge run on the straightaways. That's usually the case here at Talladega every season. Here, oh, we got a problem, and that's Brandon McWhorter, and some cars are up in the catch fence there. We'll have to look at that. As we look at this again here, looks like McWhorter was, everybody was squeezing each other. Oh, man, Joseph Curtis in the catch fence there. He destroyed a good chunk of that catch fence. Brandon McWhorter, Nick Mace also involved. As we look from our helicopter cam here, yeah, McWhorter and DJ Curtis make contact there, and it squeezed the 31 into the wall. And Joseph Curtis destroying the catch fence. That is going to knock him out of the Talladega 500 and that will also knock Brandon McWhorter out of the Talladega 500. Nico Hall will lead us back to the green flag with Alex Allen and Cody Lamas right behind him in the 48 here. And Lamas still waits the outside on that start. Nico Hall managed to score 1 win last season in his Rookie of the Year campaign. He won in a fuel race at Riverside, which was quite a big moment for the Polish driver. And Nico Hall is pretty much was announced earlier that he was going to be fired from the ARCSOA Elite Series, and I imagine he's not too happy about that, considering the Elite Series is the highest division in the ARCSOA organization, despite the DuPont Cup Series getting more TV views, but not like it matters to them. But anyways, Nico Hall is last season's champion. Noah Hard is straggling behind the pack. Hart did say that he was not intending to wreck a car before the 500, mainly because they were so fast in practice they didn't really feel a need to try and race in this dual race, despite the dual race, as I forgot to mention, gives you a 5-point bonus to start off during the season. But, oh, that spilled. But Noah Hart taking it easy right now in the number 488. And the last season's champion, definitely not in the mood to be wrecked this season. Gene Sanford is back in the number 25 for SG Motorsports, the younger sister of Charles Sanford, who drives number 24 up there. And Gene Sanford has been absent from the DuPont Cup Series for a few seasons, and lately she's been getting into a lot of controversy, especially she's gotten a lot of controversy, and she's probably one of the most disliked DuPont Cup Series drivers, and she's only running a part-time schedule. She will be attempting the oval races this season, and she checked oval on the part-time list. But Jean Sanford has won in DuPont Cup Series competition before. She has won twice, and she has been known to make a lot of rivalries with a lot of drivers, and she's raced a couple seasons in the lights, and a lot of people are saying that she has started to mature a little bit, so that's good to hear, but I guess we will find out whether or not that is true in the upcoming races. Nick Smith would lead. He's got a really strong car today, and Nick Smith, who is still looking for his first ever DuPont Cup Series victory. Maybe he could find one in the duel, but unfortunately, duel races are not official wins. The Talladega 500 is pretty much the official one, but Nick Smith has come sort of close on a very few occasions, and she shares one of the 2 McDonald's cars for Retro Racing Enterprises, and his friend Deanna Shelton as his teammates back there on the outside. Both these two are already locked into this 500, so these two are not stressing it at all, and they've got a huge mauling pack on board with Eric Byrne in the 55 Mitsubishi. Yes, we also have Mitsubishi if you're new to the DuPont Cup Series. And he's right behind the Volkswagen of Daniel Day. Tax Slayer promoting right there. Yep. But Eric Byrne has been sort of the old veteran of the series, and he's been around since the beginning. And Eric Byrne drove the 15 for Harpo last season, managed to score them one win at Dubai, which was quite a big a moment for him. And he was transferred to the 55 this time. And he's doing a good job. He's already fought his way to the lead for the most part. He's just trying to deal with Nico Hall in the 07. Here's Eric Byrne's teammate, Ted Nowakowski, in the 15. That's also another Harpo Motorsports car. And Ted Nowakowski drove for Day Motorsports last season and didn't really have too much success. But Ted Nowakowski has been known to have strong starts to the season, but it's the second half that really diminishes him. And we'll see if he can get some more first half of the season magic again this season. Jacob Hart, currently the highest driver right now, who has to race their way in the 99 car. His teammate is brother Noah Hart, Field Brothers Motorsports, but Field Brothers Racing. My apologies, but Jacob Hart has won a DuPont Cup Series himself. He won in Season 8 twice, driving for Harpo Motorsports. And look at the retro racing cars going, making some big moves as they are pushing their way up to the lead as well. And Deanna Shelton, Nick Smith, a lot of people call them really good teammates. They've been known to work together in other races as well, so they are definitely ganging up on some guys here as they are catching. Well, they've caught Zach Rogers, but it looks like they're going to time their move a little bit early. Nick Smith goes down low. I guess he didn't want to work with Shelton that time. Matt Duncan currently holds the final transfer spot with his teammate Carl Sanner. That's also another Team Thunder car, and right now these two are battling for the final spot. Jacob Hart, Gene Sanford, John Cittadino, and the other driver, forget his name, but these two are fighting for that last spot. Now they are approaching Chris Louvier in the 40, and I imagine Team Thunder has been known to do some team orders in the past, so I'm not going to be too surprised if Team Thunder tries something. And then, yeah, you can see Louvier up there in the top, in the left there for a moment, but this could get quite hairy. They've caught they've gotten Chris Louvier here with only a few laps to go. And, oh boy, yep, gonna slow that middle lane down, gonna slow the bottom lane down a little bit. The outside lane gonna go past, and Louvier will let everyone but the middle lane go. And that is going to help Team Thunder as here comes Sanner and Matt Duncan moving their way forward. And saw this coming, and here comes Team Thunder to the front, trying to work their way into this race with help from Christopher Louvier. And Gene Sanford slowing up there. That's not going to help her chances at all. And Nick Smith with Daniel Day right behind him. White flag in the air for Nick Smith with Daniel Day right behind him. Nick Smith has never won a DuPont Cup Series race of any form. And Daniel Day trying to score, well, trying to start off his season right in that Volkswagen here. But Nick Smith has had one of the strongest cars this entire weekend. He was third in practice. And Daniel Day, here comes Cody Lamas in the 40 on the bottom, trying to make his way towards the front, trying to race his way in. Well, no, he doesn't need to race his way in, but he's trying to go for the win. Lamas has got a strong car. He goes to the 96, but it is not going to be enough. And Nick Smith will win duel number 2. And it looks like Matt Duncan raced his way in. I guess we will find out here. So who transferred in? I guess we'll find out now.